But let's talk about how to love yourself first. And I got everything on my iPad. Okay, hold on, I gotta find the note. Alright, the first thing is alphabet dating. I saw this on TikTok, and essentially it was like couples finishing the entire alphabet and going on dates. So like, for example, A was like arcade date, B was like a bowling date, C was like, I don't know, going to church or something. So I thought it would be really cool if we did something where it's a solo alphabet dating. And I made a whole list of different like alphabet dates that you guys can try go on, like on your ones. So the first one is like art gallery. I feel like that's such a cool thing to do, like on your ones. And then like B could be like a botanical garden or going on brunch by yourself. And in London they have this hygiene go bingo thing, so you could go to like a bingo thing, and I've seen a lot of people go by themselves. Like the chances of you winning, it's possible, like winning money or winning a car or winning like, I don't know, like a vacation somewhere hot. D could be like dance class. I've done this myself where I go to dance class like every fortnight, because usually they can be a bit expensive, these dance classes. So that's a cool one to do, and you meet so many cool people. Like the people you see on TikTok are like dancing in front of the camera are usually like at these studios, like bass studios. There's one that I started going to which is bass studios in Vauxhall, but there is another one called Venture Studios. I think that's another great one that you can try. It's also in the city. I highly recommend. They have a lot of Korean choreography. That's what I'm into, like commercial dance. They do really good ones, especially for beginners. When I first did dance class, it was an immediate class, and I don't know what I was thinking, because when you do the dance, you're like doing it as a big group, and then slowly you get sectioned into a smaller group to perform, and then even a more smaller group to perform in front of everybody. And I kind of got a bit shook, but it builds your confidence, so I highly recommend. Exhibition could be for E, so it could be any like ongoing exhibitions that are happening right now, especially like spring is coming up. They're gonna have so many cool ones. And then F, I put fireworks. Why did I put fireworks? F is something that needs a bit more work, but I also put family time as well. G could be like going to a gun shooting range. I think that's such a solo thing to do, because I've seen a lot of people do it as a couple or like in groups, but I just think more time it's just really just you standing in front of it and doing it yourself, so you might as well just try it on your ones. I put H for hotel. I just think you could do a really good spa hotel for yourself, just like a solo date going to a hotel on your ones. I think is so cool. I've not done that myself, but it's something that's on my list. Like this list, I'm doing it myself. I think I might film it as well if you guys are interested. And then I put I for IKEA, because I really like IKEA, but I'm sure there's really cool ones that you can do. J for jazz bar. K for Kew Gardens, which is in the city. L, a library date. M for museum. N could be Netflix and chill. O is observatory. There's loads of botanical gardens that have like observatories that you can check out. P, I put Paris day trip or pottery class. I feel like pottery class makes more sense like money wise, but if you got it, girl, go Paris, take a day trip. Q is quiz night, so that's like at a pub. And then I put R for rooftop bar, S for spa day, T for theatre to watch Hamilton, because that's something that I really want to watch. If you watch Hamilton, tell me if it's really worth the money. And then U, I put unplugged from social media. V is volunteering, so this could be like abroad, it could be a day one, it could be like volunteering for animals. W, wax candle making, because this is just something that's on my list. And then X, I put Xbox. And then Y, poppy yoga. Oh my days, this is something I really hope I can really do. And then Z, I've put nothing because I have no idea what I can actually do for Z. So if you have any recommendations, that would be super helpful. But that is one way to love yourself, which is just taking yourself out on a date. It's not every day going out with your man if you have a man, or going out with your friends or your best friends or your family. Like sometimes it's just worth trying to step outside of your comfort zone. And a fun way to do that is through this alphabet dating. Like, I highly recommend. And I've done some of these things. Like, I went to New York by myself, which was so fun, being on a plane by myself and just exploring the city. Such a big city compared to London, and I absolutely loved it. Like, it was something that really taught me how to, like, just be more self-aware, be confident, speak to people, try new things, listen to music, and walking around. Like, I just felt like I was in my own little movie, little rom-com, and it's just something that I do recommend people trying, because it really boosts your confidence, your self-confidence. It makes you more reliable, and you just start to really enjoy your own company and realize that you're not alone. You're not lonely, you're just alone in your own world, and that's just something so beautiful and rare. And the fact that you can enjoy your own company, you can enjoy anywhere you go, like genuinely you can. Okay, another way to love yourself first is spending time with your loved ones more than doom scrolling on TikTok, like on social media. Like, this is something that I've made as a goal this year. It's not just in person to be spending time with them, but having more FaceTime calls with my friends, especially my friends from abroad. Like, having more conversations where I'm speaking to them on FaceTime and just like catching up with them, and not just being that friend that speaks to them for like a week and then disappears for like 3 months. Like, that's something that I was doing quite a lot, and I started to realize that me as a friend is really terrible, because how am I showing up only like once every quarter? Like, that's just not nice. And plus, friendships are very important, and if you have siblings, it's so important to keep that bond going and to check in and really be for them, because you would want that for yourself. And you know, God forbid, if something happens to you, like, how are you going to have anyone around you if you're that person who wasn't even showing up for their milestones, or wasn't even there for them in their hardest times, because you didn't even know they were going through any of that stuff, because you didn't even bother checking in? So this year is really for me about being a better friend and being a better sister, because it's just being a better person for my loved ones and really valuing my friendships. And it's crazy because friendships are so interesting. Like, it's genuinely like being in a relationship with them. Like, you do need to check in, you do need to show up, you do need to be there for them and give them the advice, and just like always just checking in with them, and being real as well, and being transparent, and just, yeah, just being a great friend. Like, it's just something so important and so undermined. And I was reading this book, sorry, my nose is dripping. I was reading this book called Ikigai, and essentially Ikigai is a Japanese term which means living a purposeful life. It's about people who live over the years, or 100, and they live in this island called Okinawa, and one of the reasons why they've lived long is because their community, and communities kept them going and kept them feeling alive, feeling youthful, and that is why they've been living over 100 years, and that's simply because they have a tight-knit community. And that's something that I'm really working towards bettering, and I highly recommend doing that as part of your journey in loving yourself first. Another thing is writing letters to God. This is something that I've been doing for a couple years now. Instead of just like the normal journaling, in order for me, like, for my life is something where when you're trying to become a better version of yourself, it's not just physique, it's not just mental, it's physical, mentality, it's emotional and spiritual. And writing letters to God really taps into the spirituality side. If you're someone who believes in God, I highly recommend writing. Like, I have a folder on my notes which is literally called Letters to God, and I just write, just, dear God, tell him about my day, tell him how I'm feeling. And when I was reading some letters from like 5 years ago, I was like, damn, I really progressed. Even from a year ago, it's just crazy to see and look back at. And it's something that you can even write down on paper. Like, I don't really have an actual book where I can write. Like, I was thinking of investing in one, but I was like, I gotta think about how I'm gonna stay consistent, and the most convenient way is for me to just have it on my notes, which is connected to my iPad and my phone. So I highly recommend doing that because it's really therapeutic. This is just another form of journaling. It allows you to get your thoughts out on paper, and when you do a lot of self-reflection, you can look back at these letters that you've written. And it's also just a way of writing a prayer as well and speaking it out loud. But I forgot to say this. One way that really works for me is I open up my note and then I write whatever it is, like the question that I want to answer for that day when I'm journaling, and then I press the audio thing, you know, the mic, how you can speak into it. I just speak into it and it types it all out for me. So that's another way to do it. I forgot that's how I've been doing it recently this year. So I highly recommend doing that because it's, again, it's such a great way to reflect and great way to show gratitude as well and build your journey, your spiritual journey. Okay, another thing that I wrote down is taking care of your physical. So I was just going to recommend some things that I've been using for my skin, because look at my skin, guys. I'm not even wearing foundation. Like, no foundation, no filter. You can see a little bit of pores, but it's not perfect. But there's no such thing as perfect. We don't believe. The word perfect or perfection doesn't exist in our vocabulary. So I use a lot of skincare. And the skincare I use is mainly like clean brands that are Korean skincare. So I use brands like Skin 1004. I love, oh god, the focus! Yo! Okay. Skin 1004. They are very, very, very good at their centella. There's this one ampoule that I love using that is 100% centella. Astica, I don't know how to say it, but it's very good. I've been using it because it's such a clean brand. Love sunscreens from Beauty of Joseon. There's the rice relief one is very, very good. It's super milky, doesn't leave any white cast, and it leaves like this glow sheen finish on your skin. What else do I use? I use a lot of face cleansers from They have this brown sugar. Oh my god, there's a fly. There's a fly. Brown sugar face mask scrub thing that I use. The Dr. Althea have this, oh my god, this beautiful cream face mist, and their 345 relief cream, great because it has this amazing ingredient called panel, which helps with pollution, antibacterial, creates this glass finished skin. And if you have a lot of dry skin, that ingredient is like beautiful. And if you want a lighter version of that, like a lightweight version, I would recommend the Sunjung ×2 barrier cream, which also has panel. Anyways, that's skincare. Loving yourself is about really taking care of the biggest organ on your body, which is your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ, and if you can't take care of it, what are you doing? Like, how can you be responsible in taking care of all these little small things? Like, how? Because you can't even take care of your skin. It's very important that you do that. And it's also just like hygiene as well. And plus, your skin is what people see straight away, and you want to feel more confident. And I know that you and I are on the same journey in really getting our skins in a way where it makes us feel confident. And how you take care of that is entirely up to you, but I really do recommend doing that, like really looking to clean ingredients and not putting on that rubbish like the St. Ives that has all these perfumes and all these terrible ingredients that are so bad for your skin in the long run. Another other few things is your physical. Well, not just your physical, but also like your hair as well on your body. Like going to the gym. Like, you hear this all the time, but I'm not going to tell you to go to the gym. I'm just going to recommend one thing, which is the first step rule that I've spoken about in other conversations, which is essentially just getting your gym, like, one, investing in really nice gym clothes that you actually would want to wear and would make you feel really happy and excited. So if that's wearing a baby pink like 2-set piece kind of thing, girl, get it, because you're going to want to wear it and you're going to take yourself to the gym. So the first step rule is essentially getting that pink, baby blue or baby pink set out the night before and leaving it somewhere where it's right in front of you, where you can look at the first thing in the morning. And then because you've seen that and because you've told yourself that, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do this and my outfit's ready, your brain will naturally be ready to conform to that, because it knows that's what it needs to do when it wakes up. It'll be thinking about it at the back of your mind unconsciously while you're sleeping. So I really recommend doing the one-step rule as a way to get yourself to the gym. I'm not telling you to go to a gym 5-7 days a week, whatever it is. Just try once. Try once a week. Introduce it to your body in slow ways. And give it like bit by bit. Don't just chuck it all in your body. It's like trying to cut out sugar, and you literally choose to do it all like in one go, like cut out all sugar. Your body's gonna crave it so fast, and fighting that with your body is gonna be, it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. It's about really taking small steps, because the small steps will create the consistency rather than drastic movements, because the drastic movements is going to be alarming to your body, because your body's not used to that. Another thing is, I love using Japanese hair care to grow my hair. I went through a lot of like chemical treatments. I was once fully blonde from my root all the way, and it really damaged my hair. So I'm in a whole hair care journey, and I'm using a lot of Japanese hair care brands. I would put it in my Amazon storefront or whatever it is. I'll find a way to send you guys the link. But yeah, I use a lot of Japanese hair care, like the mask, shampoos I use from there. I use like a rosemary scalp like conditioner thing, like it detoxifies your scalp. I use a lot of Kerastase hair serums to grow my hair. It's very, very good. The Genesis serum, very good. But I've also experimenting with 2 different ones. So that one I used, which was very great, and right now I'm using the Cered. I don't know how to say it. It's Beyonce's hair care line. It's C-E-R-E-D. Cered. I don't know how to say it. But I've been using the hair serum because it had such great reviews. But I'm on my 3rd bottle and I don't know if it's working for me. So yeah, because I'm trying to like grow these like baby hairs that look like bald patches. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, I have so many recommendations. Again, so that's physical. We've done we've done like physical. So your skin, your hair, what you consume, okay? What you consume, because you are what you eat, okay? And that's going to show in your physicality. It's going to show in your emotions. Your gut is your second brain, girl. Your gut is literally your second brain. There's so many things that just don't work for me. Like my stomach started to really start like, yeah, it was crazy. Like drinking is something that I stopped doing. It's been 1 whole year of me being sober, and I felt a whole difference in my muscles, in my brain, my memories, not feeling foggy. My acid reflux have gone. Like when I was drinking, when I would drink, it would be like when I'm going out with my friends, but the only kind of drinks I would drink is like hard liquor, which is like rum. Like my rum was my go-to drink. A mojito with white rum was my go-to drink for drinking. Like, yeah, it was just not it, guys. Like, I don't recommend. But yeah, I've done a whole year of being sober, which is something that I can talk about in another conversation, like a whole video on how that journey was, because 1 whole year of being sober was such a great thing, because I started drinking at uni and that was just something that I was not doing before, and it really started to take a toll on my body, which I don't recommend. But that's just something that you really need to start prioritizing and realizing, you know, is my body gonna come first, or me and my drinking habits and smoking, all that nonsense is gonna come first? You gotta realize what your priorities are for the year. And when you're trying to love yourself first, you're not gonna want to be doing any of that stuff which is short-term gratification just for those few little quick pleasures. No, just no. Another quick thing I recommend is gua sha, doing the lymphatic drainage stuff for your face and your body. Like, get the tools that you need and get the body oil and the face oil and really start doing it, because you will start seeing your face looking more sculptured in a way that will make you feel more confident. So I really recommend listening to music out loud. I love listening to music. I have a whole playlist that's a dopamine playlist, and a playlist called for serotonin, to increase your moods, to have different playlists for different moods. I really recommend, so I will send you those too. I'll probably just link it somewhere, but that's something that has really helped me just love myself first. Like just being home alone and just dancing to the music that make you feel really happy about yourself, that is a form of love. That is your love language. So I really recommend. And then saving up to travel rather than spending on retail therapy. I have given so many clothes to charity, and I'm starting to understand the value of my money and my money priorities. Like, what do I actually want to like achieve in this life? Like, what actually will make me happy? And genuinely, like, as much as I love buying clothes, I don't want to keep binge buying clothes. I want to buy statement pieces that I see and I'm like, you know what, I actually really love it, rather than buying these quick, you know, like Shein, Pretty Little Thing. Like, I stopped doing that ages ago. It's about quality over quantity now, guys, and creating a wardrobe that's a capsule wardrobe that has all these neutrals and basics that can work well with statement pieces. And then using majority of my money when I'm like, you know, sorting out my finances, I do want to start, like, I am starting like this pot where I can save money for specific places that I want to travel, that's on my bucket list, like going to Asia or going to South America, or like XYZ, wherever it is that you want to go. Start saving money for travel, because you realize the beauty of everything outside of your own country. Step out of your comfort zone and travel and explore these new cultures where you can meet so many people. Like, you could also end up in a long distance relationship because you've met someone on the other side of the world that really meets your needs. No distance is going to stop love from blossoming and from happening, okay? If it's real. Sorry, my camera decided to die on me. But the last two things that I want to talk about is essentially learning more about yourself intellectually, like enhancing your knowledge, using that wisdom that you've gained and applying it to action. But the wisdom you learn needs to be from different various sources, like reading more articles, or like listening to podcasts, listening to music that isn't full of swear words and talking about this, that, third girl, like, or this ex, whatever. Like, no, you don't want to be listening to music that's going to be bringing you down or keeping you in the same bubble. You want to listen to music that really increases your dopamine and really gets you growing, and growing creatively as well. Growing in a creative space too, which I'll touch on in my last point. But going back to this, reading books that are non-fiction, fiction, and books that are like philosophy, art, learning about culture, your culture, learning about your subconscious mind, like things like that that will enhance your knowledge in ways that you never thought you could ever think of. The last thing that has really helped me is having a creative hobby, and this could be things like art, like painting, digital art, whatever it is, dance, just getting your body moving. Like, that's a form of art. Videography, photography, pottery. There's just so many different hobbies that you can tap into to really just have that time where you can just be creative and allow your thoughts to just go crazy and your imagination to go crazy, and to have it in front of you, and just really learn how to just adapt these kind of like creative flows that you never ever thought you once had, like songwriting, poems, having these kind of like mechanisms rather than like resorting to jumping on dating apps when you break up with somebody or sleeping with the next person that you, I don't know, that you thought you could maybe have potential with. No, you want to be tapping into different creative forms. Turn your mechanism into healthy habits that will help you grow in ways that you never thought you would ever enjoy, and create passions out of them too. Anyways, I love you. I gotta get ready for work, so bye.